good morning, every one of you, and it's a privilege to be here and to present what's the technology we are bringing into the country and how it will be helpful for our country to grow into the next level. So here in this presentation, I will be specifically talking about two of the things. First is your robotics, and second is your underwater drones or underwater robots, and how it is basically filling the lot of gaps in the technology which we are currently having. Yeah. So can I have that remote? So there. Yeah. Yeah. So our company started in 2015, where we started with the security, and down the line we improved our product line and offerings as per the development. And currently we are covering the air, land, and underwater, all three. And I will showcase you some of the technologies which we are working on. One sec. Okay. This video cannot be played. Is it possible? So in robots, basically, mainly two types of robots will come. One will be your quadruped robot, like these. If you can give the volume. I'll just pause. Sorry. So these kind of robots basically can be integrated with different kind of sensors and the payloads. So payload up to 50 kg and 60 kg also is possible to integrate. These sensors like thermal cameras or even the gas detecting sensors can be integrated, and live feed can be given to the anywhere to the pilot or the control room. So this basically allows you to get into the kind of difficult areas or the areas where for human risks are involved, and you can get the easily the data out of it, and you can take a decision based out of it. Even the things like you can equip with something like fire extinguishers and also these water hose, so that you can reach the difficult areas and easily you can cut down the fires. So this is just one of the example and the use cases of these robotic dogs, and almost every day we are getting new kinds of inquiries to implement for different kind of application in the industries. So let me take you to some of the search and rescue operations. So as you see, like there would be like a lot of difficult areas where basically if a person goes, it becomes like very challenging for it, and it also are risky for their lives. So we can eliminate all these problems with these kind of robotic dogs. And in the industries, basically, these are basically very helpful in lot of routine tasks or lot of the tasks which are basically a kind of dangerous in the industries also. These all things can be automated. Like some of the things which we are doing it is like reading some of the your analog meters, which are giving variable insight to the operation, and having a human intervention for that. Basically what happens, like there might be chances of errors, right? Yeah. So this is the robotic dog. So this one is the basic one, in which basically we can do a lot of programmings, and we can make it a certain kind of routine task automated, and we can implement AI. So whatever, like let's say feed is coming to its camera, we can automate the some of the parameters. Based on that, the trigger will be given to the stakeholders. So this will be basically very helpful because in real time they can get the update. Okay, and then comes basically the inspections of the pipelines, or which is basically again so in industries where basically a lot of risk and lot of amount is on stake, if any kind of error is being done, or if any kind of person is not available at that time, then basically it can cause a lot of revenue loss. So all these things can be eliminated by having the automation using these kind of robots. And other than these, we also have these humanoid robots, which basically, like, I will be covering later. But yeah, these humanoids also basically can perform the same things. But yeah, the something which is related to handling it using the human hands, something like that, the factory movements where the human hand movements are required, there the humanoids will come into picture. And yeah, so one could be the safety inspections, like let's say like whether the workers are wearing these safety equipments like PPEs or not. So these all things also can be basically like can be analyzed using the cameras, using the algorithms. We can analyze that and we can trigger it. Or it could be a kind of whether any kind of your fire extinguishers are basically on its place or not, or whether it is as per the norms, it has been, all the protocols has been followed or not. These all things we can detect it. Gas and fire detections, yeah. So we can have the gas sensors on the top of it, and we can basically get the entire analysis of the gases present, and based on that we can do it. See, normally what is happening in the coal and steel plants, where or even your mines, like which are the closed mines, where if the person goes and checks it, it's a huge risk actually. And they are actually, I don't want to actually give you the numbers, but there are huge numbers and casualties happens, and these all goes undisclosed. But yeah, we can eliminate all these by having these technologies available, you know. And there comes these maintenance, yeah, the kind of maintenance which is required for, let's say, there is a building or a kind of equipments which or something like a machinery which basically can be having acoustic sensors. So based on the acoustic sensors, basically the how much it has been gone through the wear and tear, we can understand it, and that basically can be analyzed. And the surveillance and security, definitely. So it can give you the surveillance of a particular area, or basically an area where it's a restricted zone, and if any person has been found moving around, then it can quickly give you the trigger. Okay, so these are some of the things, and definitely different kind of data collections, integrations is possible. Confined space, definitely. So in the mines and all, like, so it is basically having a LiDAR in its front, so through which it is able to get the idea of its surrounding, and also a depth camera. In addition, you can also mount a automobile level of LiDAR, which can basically gives you much more, much better LiDAR mapping of it. Okay, so using all these, you can have a lot of data points of this surrounding. And yeah, so basically any kind of closer. So even it can have a robotic arm on the top of it. So using the robotic arm, you can actually make the changes of the environment. Like last day I was discussing, like in the server rooms, where basically like the heat and the service of these is very important. So whenever the heat signature gets high, either they will be rectifying it, or in the highest case, basically they need to unplug it. So in these kind of scenarios also, the robotic hand can go and unplug the servers. So there are various kind of applications like these, how my friend was telling just now about the healthcare. There are even the robots coming. This is not this robot, but yeah, there are robots coming which can be deployed at the various villages and all. And they will be equipped with multiple kind of intelligence to analyze the people health as a basic thing, and also will be equipped with various kind of sensors to basically get the readings of their important health conditions. So that's what I was saying. There's the complete thing is basically coming over, and a lot of things to do in the robotics. Yeah. So and yeah, so it comes with the auto charging dock station also. So these will be having a 2 or 2.5 hours of battery backup, and it will have a charging dock station. So in the in its work or the routine, if it gets discharged, it will automatically charge itself by going back to this dock, and then again it will be coming back and doing its work. So that's how it can be a 24/7 employee, and without any kind of absence, basically it can do its job. So that's the importance of it. And definitely, so these all are coming also with the your wheels. So through these wheels, basically, like it is able to go through any kind of terrain, let it be any kind of downside hill or any kind of rocky terrain, it will be able to take over. And that's how. Next, let's go to the, yeah. So these all robots is basically it is being widely accepted around the world, and it is basically having a cutting edge technologies, and the algorithm is developing a lot. And it's basically developing very fast, which basically gives it a latest technology in the hand. And so yeah, so we are here basically also doing, this is the hardware. Now on the top of it, based on the different application, we will be developing and programming it. So let's say like if it has to go and do the surveillance of an area, then we will be first mapping that area, then we will be integrating these sensors, and then those sensors will be sending the data, or the trigger point will be given to the emails, or if they have the integrated Oracle or any kind of ERP systems, then the data will be flowing there. So we will be integrating the entire system for them and making sure that without any kind of issues, they have the data flow seamless, and they can basically work it out. Yeah. So that's about it. And the live data transmission will be there. So even we can have the areas where the internet is not there, or something is not there, and the Wi-Fi is not there. Then also the data can be stored, and as soon as it gets into the zone, it will be basically able to transmit you the data. Yeah. So that's about it. And defense and security. Yeah. So you would have seen it like in the army, and it can be equipped even with the machine guns, or even something like non-lethal also we can think of, like bomb detections and disposal. So all these things are very much possible with this kind of robots. And in kind of special combat or special operations, it can be used to first of all get the first idea of the area, and based on that, the tactical team can basically go ahead for its operations. Yeah. So this is one thing. R&D. Yeah. So a lot of institutes buy from us for doing the R&D, so that basically our future students can basically get more idea on these robotics developments, and basically India come as a forefront in the robotics. And yeah, so key benefits out of it, you get the safety, efficiency, cost savings, and obviously the as such compliances are nothing like that, so it can be deployed anywhere. And the mobility and versatility is definitely with it, so that you can go ahead and go into any kind of terrain as such. Then let me talk to you about the underwater drones. Sorry, this video is also not playable. Yeah, so using these underwater drones basically gives you an eye into the underwater, which is basically hidden from us. And as you know, 80% of the world is inside the water. So any kind of environmental studies, fisheries, or even the ships, or the bridges, a lot of infrastructure is inside the oceans and the water bodies. So all these inspections can be done very easily using these drones. And these are very high advanced drones on which you can rely to get the best data possible. And even these comes with a lot of additional payloads. Payloads like sonar, or payloads like robotic arm, or basically a water sampler, or the things like that. So there are a number of accessories which you can attach to these, and basically, so it's a robot under the water. It's like that actually, and it's very stable for doing the bathymetry study, for doing the analysis of the rivers. So for all these kind of categories, we can use these underwater drones. So this basically opens up the access to the underwater, which is basically hidden from our eyes, and we can get the easy access. Yeah. So I will just move to the next slide. Yeah, so inspection of the bridges and the dams. So we know it's a very important factor we use on daily basis, the bridges. And if it is submerged under the water, it basically like the reliability on its checks basically gets dependent upon certain divers who will be going there and getting the accurate data, and basically having the 100% confidence that you have got all the data is not there. But when you have these underwater drones, you can make sure that the data you have collected is accurate, and it is basically you have covered all the areas which are submerged. Okay, so any kind of debris which has been accumulated, any kind of soil erosion which has happened around the bridges, so all these things can be understood using the underwater drones. And even in the turbid water, it has the high lumens lighting, and using some of the AI technology, even if it is like muddy water, it will be able to give you a clear image what is happening inside. Yeah, so that's about it. And yeah, so as you would have seen in Mahakumbh also, they had deployed these underwater drones for any kind of rescue which needs to be done in case of any drowning, right? So like these kind of drones will be equipped with the sonar to detect about its environment. If any kind of human or any kind of object comes, it will be able to detect and find it out and give you the exact location of that. So that's how it is helpful in the search and rescue missions also. And sorry. So for fisheries, as you know, like almost more than 8 billion of worlds think like dependent on the fisheries and whatever fish consumption basically. So all these things, so fisheries, the quality of the growth of these fishes, or the basically the maximum basically benefits that the farmers can get out of these fisheries can be enhanced when they have these kind of technology. Because right now what is happening inside a fish pond, they are not getting the accurate data. The quality of water which is there at certain depth, it is not, they are not able to get that kind of data. So basically with the water sampler attached, they will be able to get the water quality checks at the different depths, which will give them the idea about the water quality, oxygen content, pH levels, all these kind of parameters they can get. Okay, next thing is about the, if they are giving the feed also, so the feed basically like, whether it is evenly distributed, even how the fishes are reacting to it, the number of dead fishes, then getting the dead fish out of the pond. Okay, so all these things can be done using the underwater drone for the fisheries management. Then there are ships. For the ship's hulls, like what is the conditions of the ship which is hiding beneath the water. So the condition of it and the hull, how much hull is required to be cleaned out of these ships. So all these things can be done using the underwater drone. Then basically based on that, they can plan the repair which is to be done for these ships. Okay, now the defense and security also, any kind of smuggling or any kind of movement which is happening underneath the water bodies, this can be all monitored using these underwater drones. Yeah, so that's about it. So basically our plan is basically to integrate aerial drones, underwater robots, and the land robots all together. So all these three can work in a sync, and the data transmission will be together, and each of these can basically collaborate and give you a holistic idea about the scenario. So that's about it. So maybe if Q&A, if it is there, we can take it up. Otherwise, we are always available at our stall. You can always visit. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Drone TV, your gateway to the latest in drone technology, GIS innovations, and AI-driven solutions. To partner with us or promote your company on Drone TV, visit www.dronetv.in. Contact us at +917 5201 23555.